life, consciously or unconsciously, which is where a lot of the problems come, determines the quality of the life we live. Now, I will say, in all fairness, that anger is not always easy to detect in ourselves. I can see it in other people anytime it shows up real easy, but in me, I am cool and calm, okay, all the time. There is a very subtle form of anger that shows up as a long-term, quiet, below-the-radar kind of resentment that we allow, because we don't know it's there, we allow it to build up very, very slowly until all of a sudden something happens and it consumes us. And we don't even know where it came from. It's a complete surprise. Sometimes we don't even know it's there until something happens and we respond in a way that is way out of proportion to the event itself. Now, one reason for that is because we were raised in such a polite society. It is not acceptable in much of society to express anger over little things. And when the little things happen a lot, it can really build up. That's why a lot of us grew up being told that our feelings weren't important, okay? If something bothered us, we were told we should just smile and not say anything, unless you were raised in the South and you were told to say, bless their heart, or something like that, okay? Now, don't talk back. Do what you're told. Be polite, even if the other person's being rude. And we may not have felt angry exactly, but we did experience all the other subtle emotions that go right along with it, like fear and irritation and resentment and annoyance and discontent and self-righteousness, blah, blah. Any of these sound familiar? They certainly do to me. So by the time we became adults, we were conditioned to behave, okay? You're not happy at work? People would say, so what? You're not supposed to be happy at work, okay? Just work is something you put up with so you can have fun on the weekends, all right? Not happy in your relationship? Welcome to the club. Suck it up. You know, relationships are hard. Relationships are hard. You don't like your body? Too bad you lost the genetic lottery. You know, get over it. That's just the way you are. Eventually, we found ourselves being angry at ourselves or at our parents or whoever else was around, or even being angry at the world around us or how our life turned out. A lot of people were even angry at God. We're angry at God. Now, maybe we weren't quite angry, but we were at least extremely annoyed. Okay, that's how some of us would say it. And eventually it had to come up to the surface. So it did. And it has been showing up, maybe in your life. I know some of it has in mine in the past, in the form of divorce, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, racial prejudice, homophobia, religious discrimination, all these different things, mental, physical, and emotional problems of all kinds. Now, the question is, and it's a very good question, what do we do about it? Okay, how do we change this cycle? How do we straighten things out? Okay, and I'm going to give you the answers so nobody gets angry at me not giving you the answer. Anyway, until we admit that the anger is in us and that we have chosen it, either deliberately or by default, until we start to deal with the consciousness of fear that holds on to it, none of these problems, if we have them in our life, are ever going to go away.